Welcome back to another episode of I Screwed Up, Don't Do What I Did. 52 lessons I learned in the 17 years as a business owner. I thought I was making good business decisions, but it turned out I was not in some cases.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. Are you spending a bunch of time every day, every week, setting up meetings or phone calls and trying to coordinate your schedule with somebody else? Would you please stop that? That's a big waste of time. Today's show is brought to you by Acuity Scheduling. I use it for everything that I do. Booking guests on the podcast, phone calls, meetings, whatever. It synchronizes with my calendar. It knows when I'm busy. It knows when I'm not busy. And I can set times when I want to have these specific appointments. To get your free account, simply go to the show notes, look under sponsors, click on the link, and sign up. Knowledge will not get you to success. You've got to take that knowledge and you have to execute on it. So knowledge is not enough. However, lack of knowledge can and will, in many cases, cause failure, cause pain, and cause massive lessons in some cases. So today's lesson's all about don't do the stuff you don't know. All right, let's look at this. If you know nothing about a topic, a subject, something to do in business, what are you going to do? You're going to be very cautious. You're going to approach that situation and asking a lot of questions. You're going to get advisors on your side. And you're going to move slowly and very cautiously. You're going to gather more information and make sure that you have people alongside you that really know what's going on. Now let's take the other side of it. You're an absolute master in this particular area. You know this topic inside and out. You can do it in your sleep. How are you going to enter into a situation involving something that you are the master, the guru, the ninja? Well, you're just going to run right in there, right? You're going to take care of it. You could do this every day, 24/7. On one side, you're being really cautious, and on the other, you're just throwing caution to the wind because, quite frankly, you've got this. It's the middle area. This is the area that will kill you. This is the gray area. Years ago, I set up a company to invest in real estate, and I knew just a little bit too much or just enough to be dangerous, but I didn't know it all, and that's what hurt me. All you need is a couple things or just one thing in real estate or any other venture for that matter, where if you've got everything else covered, but you forget about that one thing, that can completely implode the entire operation and result in a devastating financial loss. Let's take real estate, for example, and you can apply this formula really to just about anything. Take what you think you know, and I'm going to be specific here, what you think you know. You may not know it, but you think you know it, so of course you've convinced yourself that you do know it. And then times that times a level of how you feel you're an expert or really a master in this area. Or you got 70% of it down? Do you have 80% of it down? Is it only 50%? Take that. So what do you think you know? Times this factor of how much of a topic you actually think you know. And then times it by a multiplier of your ego. That's right, your ego. This is a really dangerous combination. First of all, you think you know something. You may be overestimating what you think your level of experience and your knowledge in this particular topic. And then you times it by your ego. I've got this. Everything I touch turns to gold. No problem. This is simple. Look at these people in this industry, in this sector. Absolutely killing it. I know a lot more than they do. I'm more intelligent. I'm smarter. What do they know that I don't know? Well, when you run things through that calculation, and especially when that ego's flying, it just takes one thing to undermine that entire business plan. And that's exactly what happened. I knew a little bit too much, but not enough that I thought I knew everything I needed to know, and there were a lot of things that I was missing. And I made some investments that, quite frankly, did not turn out the way I wanted them to. So the question of the day, where are you dabbling in something? Where are you spending time and investing money and resources in an area that you may not have all the knowledge that you need? And if something goes wrong, it could be a very costly experience for you. And is your ego getting in the way? Is it adding fuel to the fire? Is it making you feel more confident? If there is a scenario like this, check out your options. Make sure you deal with it now, not down the road when it could really lead to a disastrous end. Don't you love how uplifting these episodes are? Every Wednesday, it's like, this is what could go wrong. Here's what did go wrong. Don't do what I did. Well, hopefully you're learning from these lessons, and you can write me one day and say, you know what? I almost fell into this trap, but as a result of one of your podcasts, I decided, ask some more questions, get some more advice, and I think I may just have avoided a very painful experience. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.